Ayan. So, kinasuhan yung mga ICC judges. Ang China nagbigay ng warning sa ICC na huwag kayong magpagamit bilang political tool, things like that. Mag-reflect kayo sa mga actions ninyo, mali na ganyan. May harsh na statement ang China sa ICC. Ngayon, yung US, inaano nila yung Hague Invasion Act. Ini-implement nila ng bonggang-bongga. In September 2025, nagsipagkalasan din ang bansang Mali, Niger, at saka Burkina Faso. Yung Hungary, na sila ay nagpaplano na rin na i-formalize ang kanilang withdrawal sa ICC. Ang Venezuela, yes, ang Venezuela nag-withdraw na din. Ayan, so other countries are seeing it. ICC has no value anymore. Malaking impact ang mga sanctions sa relevance ng ICC kasi saan ang justice if di nila kaya ang malalaking state at puro maliliit lang na bansa ang kaya nila, sabi ni Fast Gamers. Correct! Kaya nga natutuwa ako si Kababayan PH, na-capture niya yung tita na humabol dun sa pirmahan. At nung pipirma siya, talagang naiiyak talaga siya, no? Kasi sabi ko, na-appreciate ko talaga yung ginawa ni PRRD ng presidente siya. Whatever PRRD did as a president, meron yung imprimatur ng sambayan ng Pilipino. Kaya itong putang inang ICC na to, you do not have any business to replace your wisdom sa wisdom namin. Bansa namin to, mga putang ina nyo. Sino kayo para magsabi, ay, human rights violation, kineme. We elected PRRD to do whatever he did noong mga panahon na yun. Kasi we want him to focus on safety and security, peace and order. Sabi ni Maharly Mos, Philippines is being associated to ISIS because of the Bondi Beach shooters that went to the Philippines before the event happened. They found ISIS flags on their vehicles. Nakakabwisit, nakakahiya. Maharly Mos, ang tawag dito, actually, even before Bongbong Marcos, natatag talaga ang Philippines na training ground ng mga ISIS terrorists. Kagaya nung nangyari sa Marawi. Yan nga yung nilabanan ni PRRD, di ba? So, di ba mayroong mga reports sa Australia na sinasabi na Philippines is a terror hotbed in Southeast Asia. One of the terror hotbed in Southeast Asia. Kasi dito nga rin nangyayari yung mga training, ganyan. Ang tanong, supposedly na-quell na yan eh. Dahil nga di ba, nanalo tayo sa Marawi. Di ba? Nung nagkagulo yung sa Marawi, nanalo tayo doon. Di ba? PRRD was able to quell it. Ang tanong, bakit bumabalik? Ask ko lang, Joey, what if pasukin ng mga Pilipino yung ICC at kunin si PRRD kasi wala naman silang power talaga. May sanction nga sila kay Trump, tapos atakihin din sila ni Putin. Pwede kaya yon? Sabi ni, Hague Invasion Act. Mag-legislate tayo dito ng batas, ano? That, if ICC is going to prosecute any Filipino citizen, that we are going to attack them. Parang yung ginawa ng US. Diba? Wala namang military yung ICC, pero tayo meron. Diba? Ba't di natin gawin? Anyway, deserve ng mga ICC judges na na-freeze yung mga assets nila at hindi sila makagamit ng mga apps. True. Deserve talaga. I want them to suffer. Tang ina nyo eh. Sa totoo lang, I want the ICC to be dismantled as soon as possible. Tang ina nyo eh. Hindi nyo pa nga nabibigyan ng formal nako-confirm ang mga charges ni PRRD dyan. And you are going to say na hindi namin mabigyan ng interim release si PRRD kasi meron siyang network of support. Malamang, dating presidente yan, tanga ba kayo? Paano mananalo ng presidente yan kung wala yung network of support? Why are you faulting the person for having a network of support? Former president yan, putang ina nyo. Diba? Kaya itong ICC judges na to, after that decision, there should be there's absolutely no hope that they're going to decide in favor of PRRD. Wala na yan. Hindi na tayo makakakuha ng whether you argue well or not, hindi na tayo bibigyan ng paborableng desisyon ng ICC na yun. So, ngayon, ang China nagbigay ng warning sa ICC na huwag kayong magpagamit bilang political tool, things like that. Mag-reflect kayo sa mga actions ninyo, mali na ganyan. May harsh na statement ang China sa ICC. Ngayon, yung US, inaano nila yung Hague Invasion Act. Ini-implement nila ng bonggang-bongga. Si Putin, kinasuhan yung mga ICC judges. Diba? In September 2025, nagsipagkalasan din ang bansang Mali, Niger, at saka Burkina Faso. Yung Hungary ay issue rin ng press release na sila ay nagpaplano na rin na i-formalize ang kanilang withdrawal sa ICC. Ang Venezuela, yes, ang Venezuela nag-withdraw na din. Ayan, so other countries are seeing it. ICC has no value anymore because they allow themselves to be a political tool sa interest ng mga certain groups. There's really no point. Oo, Venezuela. Venezuela, they have already withdrawn their membership. Sabi ni Michikoy, I hope they're doing all of this for PRRD too. Michikoy, you have to set your expectations properly, okay? Are they doing it for PRRD? No. No country are going to say or do things for PRRD's sake. Probably what they did to PRRD somewhat influenced them, and very likely, but very likely, whatever ICC is doing right now is not something that is of interest dito sa mga bansang to. Okay? So, let us not be self-centered na, ginagawa nila to para kay PRRD, ganyan-ganyan. Of course, they're not going to do it for PRRD. Ito mga bansang to. Wala silang pakialam kay PRRD. Pero may pakialam sila doon sa treatment. Kasi if they can do it to a former president of a third world country, of a underdeveloped country like ours, they can do it to other countries as well, na iniisip na ICC na kaya niya. So what will happen po, kung kukunti na lang ang member and they cannot sustain, mabubuwag ba, mapapauwi si PRRD? Well, pag nabuwag sila, there's no reason for them to keep PRRD in their custody. Wala nang reason para di ba? Kung lahat wala nang tiwala, kung lahat mag-aalisan niyo diyan, they become a futile the entire ICC, the entire institution becomes futile. Malaking impact ang mga sanctions sa relevance ng ICC kasi saan ang justice if di nila kaya ang malalaking state at puro maliliit lang na bansa ang kaya nila, sabi ni Fast Gamers. Correct! Nagbigay din pala ang Pinas ng $200,000 sa UN. Dami palang pera ng Pinas. Nakakaloka actually. Yeah. Tama si Christine Placido, no? PRRD will surely benefit from this. Let's pray. Correct, I agree. Are they doing it for PRRD? No, they're not doing it for PRRD. But PRRD is going to definitely benefit dun sa tuloy-tuloy na pag-withdraw ng iba't ibang mga bansa sa ICC. Ibig sabihin kasi, wala na rumirespeto sa kanila, di ba? Marami ng bansa sa buong mundo ang hindi rumirespeto sa ICC as a authority niya. So yun. Okay.
Ang member states ng ICC, the more na mawawalan na yan ng credibility and at the same time, in a matter of time, baka nga ma-dissolve pa yan if wala na talaga kung isa-isang mag-aalisan ang member states niya. Actually, ang tingin ko nga, Admar at saka at MJ, yung kaso ni former President Duterte, ginagawang trophy ng ICC para lang may masabi siya na look, mayroon kaming achievement. Look, mayroon kaming tao dito na tinatrial na very popular, not only in the Philippines but even across the world.
Si Russian President Vladimir Putin, hinahabol na yung ICC judges eh. Anong tingin mo dyan na Prof, kasama na imbestigahan dahil po sa mga issue ng sexual abuse?
Hindi lang ang Russia actually ang may ruling na aarestuhin nila ang ilan or one of those ICC judges, at even I think the United States meron silang imposed na sanctions sa ilang ICC judges. Ang implication kasi ganito, ibig sabihin ang ICC is losing ground. Ibig sabihin the ICC is also losing credibility. Kasi take note, dalawang Russia is a superpower in terms of military, not necessarily economics, pero you look at two major powers na hinahabol ang ICC judges. So makikita natin na actually ang ICC is losing its ground and at the same time nawawalan na rin siya ng credibility kasi kung titignan mo may isang bagong bansa ang gustong umalis at I think nag-file na sila ng kanilang petition na aalis na sila sa ICC, and that's Venezuela. So ganito may credibility crisis kasi talaga ang ICC, not only now but even before. Pero kasi one thing that is na inisyo ang ICC, but actually Russia is against it. So syempre they will do a move against the ICC. On the other hand, ang reason naman ng United States on trying to put sanction ay may kinalaman naman sa investigation ng ICC at sa United States to some extent and even Israel officials. So may ganon na laro din ang United States at ng Russia. Pero overall talaga, ang ICC from hindi lang ngayon, even before, may credibility crisis na talaga siya. Kasi ang problema ng ICC, selective justice ang dating niya. Na kapag halimbawa, bansa na medyo mahina, third world, at gusto nilang maging trophy kasi wala silang achievement, kaya nilang, alam mo yun, pilipitin, katulad ng case ni Tatay Digong, ni former President Rodrigo Wang Arestuhin. So, in that alone, may credibility crisis talaga ang ICC. Actually, ang tingin ko nga, Admar at saka at MJ, yung kaso ni former President Duterte, ginagawang trophy ng ICC para lang may masabi siya na look, mayroon kaming achievement. Look, mayroon kaming tao dito na tinatrial na very popular, not only in the Philippines but even across the world. So look, we have something na, it proves na may gamit kami, ay may ginagawa kami, at may silbi kami. So you need to fund us. Kasi ang ICC is an institution na it depends on the funding. I think coming from the member states and even I think one of the malaking pumupondo dyan before. I'm not sure under Trump. I have to double check. I think hindi na pumupondo ang United States sa ICC kasi may mga sanctions na nga. So, ganun yon. Kaya from before and until now, talagang may credibility crisis siya. Kasi maraming bansa actually ang ngayon nag-iisip na umalis na sa ICC. The more na mawawalan ng member states ang ICC, the more na mawawalan na yan ng credibility, and at the same time, in a matter of time, baka nga ma-dissolve pa yan if wala na talaga kung isa-isang mag-aalisan ang member states niya. Pero one thing that you have to remember, ICC is well supported from the side of the Western Europe. Western Europe, kasi ang Western Europe, liberal democracy yan and they pride themselves na they are the bastion of human rights. Though marami din silang human rights atrocities na hindi nila naiintindihan na sila din actually, in history, marami silang nagawang human rights violation. Pero back up yung ICC na yan ng mga Western European countries. Though United States not anymore very happy with ICC. So ganun yung ganun yung dynamics dyan. So ako, well, pero at the end of the day, we should not be, ang ano ko lang dyan, caveat ko lang, parang reminder lang sa ating mga kababayan at caveat din, na even though may ganitong sitwasyon ng ICC na, may sanction coming from the United States, may sanction on the part of Russia, we need to remember na at the end of the day, siguro pag wala na talagang pondo yung ICC, saka lang siguro yan guguho at hopefully, makalabas si former President Duterte. Pero we still have to, fight for Tatay Digong, and we still have to continue the advocacy na sana mapalabas na siya at gawan ng paraan, at kung malegal na paraan ba yan or international campaign na si Tatay Digong ay makalabas ng ICC kung sa lalong madaling panahon kasi matanda na po siya.
Opo, maraming salamat Prof. Prof, last topic lang, bago lang natin papasukin si Attorney Harry Roque. Ano tingin nyo dito sa bagong ambassador ng China to the Philippines, Ambassador Jing Quan, na matagal pala ito nagsilbi sa US? He spent 20 years of his diplomatic career sa US at naging Deputy Chief of Mission ng China sa Washington. So, malalim ito, ma'am, sa US tactics at US operations. At siya ang pinadala dito sa Pilipinas.
Okay, maganda ang tanong mo, MJ, talaga. Magandang tanong. Bakit nga ba siya ang pinadala? When in fact, actually, to be very frank, hindi siya masyadong acquainted sa politics ng Pilipinas, I think, but he will learn because he is the new ambassador to China. And on the other hand, ang expertise talaga niyan is US, United States, ang Philippine the dynamics ng United States, both politics-wise and even international relation-wise, and of course US-China relation, kasi matagal nga yan sa United States. So ngayon, pero magaling yan, very seasoned ambassador, very seasoned na diplomat. I think mabait, ang alam ko mabait siya, very kind but very firm. And medyo mas may malalim ang experience niyan when you talk about diplomatic experience. So ngayon, ang magandang tanong mo, MJ, bakit nga ba ang isang US-China expert at US expert ang pinadala sa Pilipinas at hindi ang isang possible ambassador na mas may orientation sa Pilipinas at mas oriented sa Asia Pacific? Kasi ang United States is North America. It's not part of Asia Pacific actually. So bakit nga ba ganun? Kasi po, ang tingin siguro, ang katotohanan kasi dyan, even it's not just China looking at the Philippines, but even the rest of Asia Pacific and even the rest of the world is looking at the Philippines na we are very much under the influence of the United States. So parang mangyayari dyan, so parang siguro itong China, ang ginawa nila, okay, let's send someone who understands the United States so that he can actually better, probably be more effective in dealing with the current regime in the Philippines under Marcos Jr., which is very much under the influence. And to a greater extent, ang tingin kasi sa atin is parang semi-colonial ng Philippines in modern times. So kaya, siguro sa kanila, strategic-wise, it's good to send someone who understands the United States. It's more like, let's talk directly with the patron of BBM rather than to BBM.
Opo.
You know what I mean? Parang ganun yung ano niyan eh, ganun yung dating niyan eh. Kasi ako nagtataka talaga, sabi ko nung una, bakit siya ang pinadala eh? Sabi ko, marami namang diplomat siguro sila na very oriented and very and also are experts when you talk about Asia Pacific, and some of them probably are very familiar with the Philippines. Pero bakit ito? So yun yung tapos iniisip ko, ito siguro yun. Yun na-explain ko kanina na,
Opo.
Pilipinas kasi, ang perspective talaga from outside, hindi lang ng China, but really from even other countries, is the Marcos Jr. administration is heavily under the influence of the United States. And there are a lot of manifestations to it. So if you want to deal with the Philippines at this time under BBM, you need to have someone who is good and very an expert on about the United States, or US expert, especially politics and their foreign policy. So
Opo.
ganun ang tingin ko.
Prof, maraming salamat sa inyong oras at panahon sa